Hello everyone, my name is Afreen Rahman and I am back with another series, and this series is close to my heart. Why it is close is because this series is named Watercooler Chats. Now these are topics that we'll be talking in this particular series that usually you will find employees discussing around water coolers or in their cafeterias. It has everything about bad bosses, it has everything about stress, it has everything about targets, timelines, anything, chuttiyan. We will cover it all in this particular series. And the very first topic that we have brought forward together, for this particular episode, is nothing but stress management. Now, to discuss this, I have got quite, ironically, my boss, who I report to, the CEO of our company, Mr. Manvender Singh, to whom I'll be asking some questions related to stress. So, hello, Mahanav. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Afreen, and I think I'm very delighted to be here on this new series.
Yes, we're delighted to have you here. And usually the employees say that the bosses give you stress. So this employee is going to ask you questions on stress. So let's begin this episode with the very first question. And I want to know your perspective on how do you define stress? What is stress for you firstly? And how would you say that you recognize the early signs of stress or a burnout in a professional setting?
All right. So, Afreen, the word stress, it has become so common to our daily lexicon, that defining stress and understanding stress in itself has become very subjective, right? Everybody and anybody uses the word stress. I'm stressed. Now, what does that exactly mean? We don't know, right? So, when we are talking about stress, there are grades of stress. Let's say on a scale of 1 to 5, there are certain grades of stress. Having certain grades of stress, Afreen, against the contrary wisdom, is actually good, because it leads to productivity. Because when you are a little stressed, you are thinking positively. Let's say when your stress level on a scale of 1 to 5, think about it, Afreen, and you are on 2 stressed, you are more focused, but you are not in that high stress zone. You are in like mild stress zone. So stress is good. However, where stress becomes bad is when you go through prolonged time of either high stress, let's say 4 and 5 kind of stress, right? It could be because of your professional life, long working hours, personal life, or usually a combination of both, which is going on, right? So prolonged stress, number one, and number two is the individual not taking steps to manage stress. There is no denying the fact that, Afreen, you would not only since the name of this series is Watercooler Chats. The interesting thing, Afreen, is people not only at the junior level in terms of employees or mid-level, people at the higher levels are even more stressed because they have bigger things, they have bigger responsibilities. What is really important, however, is stress management. Do I have the tools and techniques? Do I understand my stress? Am I proactively working on that? Do I know the tools and techniques for stress management or not? And that's where the difference is. So everybody is stressed to varying degrees. Some of us have the tools, some of us have the knowledge, some of us proactively work on that knowledge, some of us have the knowledge but don't actually proactively work on that. So that is what stress overall is essentially, a very vast, undefined kind of area at the moment.
Yeah. And since you've said that, management of stress is very important. So what are some proactive measures that individuals can take to prevent stress from escalating to the point of burnout in their careers?
Right. So this is very important, Afreen. One of the trends, what I see is that with the recent professionals burnout, is that they don't take care of their mind and body on a regular basis. A lot of us, for example, think about one fine day I will take a vacation 3 months down the line and I'll take that vacation. But that vacation will serve only a purpose for 3 or 4 days. Daily stress management is really, really important, and that's what most of us miss. 2-3 examples in which you can manage stress more effectively. Number one is physical exercise, Afri. How many times it happens with all of us that we become lazy, right? We don't have time, we have long commute hours, right? And we want to exercise, but then our body doesn't want to us to move. But at least, if not all 7 days a week, if you exercise 3 to 4 times a week, your body releases endorphins. You feel happy, right? You're able to deal with stress better. Physical exercise is very good. Number one. Number two is some bit of meditation. Now, meditation essentially means is that after you think of our mind as roads of India, right? Always chaotic. There's so much information coming in from our peers, colleagues, our relatives, our family members, our siblings. We are dealing with a world which is full of uncertainty, volatility, etc. Our mind does not know how to process so much information. And that's why on a daily basis, calming your mind is really, really important to a long-term stress management program, right? If you can just take out 10 to 15, 20, 25 minutes out of your daily routine and just sit at a calm place, at a place and meditate a bit, right? Initially, it's very difficult. I know, in Afrin, I'm sure you would have tried, and a lot of us have tried meditation. A lot of people try meditation and give up because they feel that I can't meditate even for 5 minutes. But that's what it is, that we have to control our what we call monkey mind from jumping here and there, and we're so used to it that we are not able to control our mind. So daily and weekly physical and mental exercise is really, really important to are too easy to use stress management tools. There are many more. I'll talk about that later, but these are like the easiest thing you can start with.
And that is actually my next question to you. For people like me who would find, these things challenging at times, like you said, the mind is going so much, or maybe meditation is really not everybody's cup of tea. You really need that focus. If something like this is not working, or let's say exercise, like you said, you're tired or you have other commitments that you are so dedicated to that you cannot take out an hour or two from your daily routine to do that. So what recommendation would you give to people to overcome such kind of challenges who are not able to, give some tips on that?
Yeah, I think in terms of meditation, because I've been meditating for quite a long time and I see definite benefits of that, but I see most people find it very challenging, etc. One of the things I always recommend people to do is listen to music of your choice, which can help you concentrate. It could be, for example, your own bhajans, for example, right? Or it could be like your religious music, etc. That helps you build, calm your nerves, number one. And number two is, if you can listen to music, guided meditation. I'm a great fan of alpha wave meditation. So for those of you who don't know, if you can just research on alpha wave meditation, by just listening to alpha wave music, your mind becomes more calm, etc. So these are guided ways you can get started with this. Once you build that mental memory, you will then slowly realize that I am ready to meditate. Regarding exercise, yes, it is indeed difficult, and that's why the easiest thing to do, Afreen, is that even if you can start with evening walk, or you can start with at-home aerobic exercises. You put a yoga mat and you do some jumping jacks, or some skip, ropes, etc. That is in itself, that in itself sufficient. You don't need to do a lot, but the important thing is to just tell your mind that 5 minutes, I'll get started, I'll do only for 5 minutes. Because when we think about, let's say, exercise, we are thinking that I have to now, you're telling your mind that I have to work out for 30 minutes, and your mind says, no, I'm not in that position. You can actually, Afreen, be sitting on your sofa and do some of the exercises also. You don't have to even move out of your sofa as well. So there are exercises. The important thing is to get started. That's how I have done, because I've exactly faced a lot of these mental blocks that most of us face.
So, Manav, in this discussion, you said that there are some stress that is related to your family, right? Your relatives, or anything that is going on at your personal friend. Then there is some stress that is related to your work, meeting deadlines, criterias or finishes, a lot of project completion, all of that. So, if I talk about the office, kind of stress, how do you think that individuals can effectively manage career-related stress without compromising on, let's say, their health or their time? Because I think these reasons are kind of interrelated. Because we have so much of work, then we are not able to work out on all of that. So, for doing work-related stress, what are some certain things that we can do within our 9 to 5, kind of timelines that will then give us enough time to, spend with our personal front? What do you think for career-related stress management?
Afreen, as I have been an entrepreneur for a long time, and you can only understand that entrepreneurship is almost equivalent to the highest form of stress, right?
Yes,
and
yes.
I believe the reason I have been able to successfully lead companies over a period of time is because of spending my day in a more intentional way. For example, I tell myself every day in the morning that my goal is not to work. My goal is not to go to office. My goal is not to run a company. My goal is to be happy doing whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that perspective in itself changes everything for me.
True.
That doesn't mean that I'm not going to be stressed. It's just that I'm more aware now that it's okay. It's no big deal. Things will happen. Yeah. And that is in itself a big realization that we don't have to be like very serious and stressed all the time. If we can tell our mind on a continuous basis, hey, why are you feeling so stressed? Just be happy, smile, like the way right now, Afreen, you and me are smiling. That in itself is a great acknowledgement, and that's what I believe is the first step.
Yeah. And just to add on to this, I think for professional, because you are at the boss level, right? So when we are looking at from the lower level, we still feel that bosses have it a little bit easy. They're not reporting to anyone. Just from my perspective, I feel one more pointer that I would like to add here is, I think if we can play around with time management. If everybody can manage their times better, and I think you have stressed this on several meetings and several occasions, you've given us this pointer, then manage your time properly, prepare your to-do lists and work according to that. I think a lot of work can be wrapped up between our 9:30 to 6 p.m. schedule that we have. We do that because a lot of time we don't do our management well, and then we are stressing and sitting till 8 p.m. and we're like, okay, there's too much work, and or procrastration hits us, somewhere between the working hours. So I think time management is something that we should hold ourselves accountable for. So, well, Manav, like always, lovely discussing this with you. Lovely to get these pointers. I think we all need to get the playlist. We'll definitely get the playlist, the alpha playlist that Manav was talking about. We'll mention it in our, description box below, so that if you're into meditation, you can definitely check it out. And thank you for giving us all these pointers, Manav. I'm sure this will help a lot of professionals out there, and we'll come back with another exciting topic for our water cooler chats in our next episode. Thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe to the channel.